It's Ash from Super Videos back for another Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 / Rick movie video. In this video, we're going to be looking at the connection between Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 and the Rick movies. So something was recently revealed by some sources about the connection between Fear the Walking Dead and the Rick movies. Now this is in a way a spoiler, however it's not a shocking spoiler because most people, myself included, already predicted this as a scenario that might come about, which might actually connect the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 storyline and the Rick movies. But with that said, this is your official spoiler warning because, like I said, there's a bit of spoiler in this reveal that's coming from some sources, not official sources, but I just want to put out this spoiler warning for those of you that don't want to know anything about this reveal. So if you are still around, that means that you either don't care or you want to know about this specific reveal. I am not a fan of spoilers. This is a no spoiler community. However, with this one, I decided to cover it not only because of the fact that it's not a big spoiler to me, because I already kind of predicted it, but also at the same time, myself, I don't really care too much about Fear the Walking Dead right now. And this not being a big spoiler mixed in with me not really feeling Fear the Walking Dead led me to do this video. Now, what is the reveal? So it is revealed by some sources that in the first episode of Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, 501, we're gonna have something along the lines of a plane crashing. Now, this plane that's going to be crashing is the same plane that we do see on the main poster of Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead. It's also the same exact plane that we do see in multiple instances in the trailer as well. In the poster, the plane is orange, but in the promos, it seems like it's a gray plane. Doesn't matter what the color is. The important part is that the plane crashes in the very first episode. And then someone is going to find a map. Now on that, they are going to find this symbol that has 3 circles. Now these 3 circles are going to be the exact same circles, or this symbol, I better say, is going to be the exact same symbol that we see on the helicopter that came in and took Rick away. If you go back, look at those images of the helicopter, you can see the 3 circles. Now, one thing I do want to say in brackets is that if we look at Jadis's background and the backstory that they told us about Jadis, or the storyline that they had for Jadis, at one point we did see Jadis eating from canned food that had the same exact symbols on top of it. And by now we definitely know what happened. So Jadis traded people to this community that Rick has been taken to, and they have given her supplies as a trade. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention quick is the other thing that's been rumored and it's kind of been revealed or officially verified by the showrunner Angela Kang is that the same group that took Rick away, or the same community that Jadis was connected to, is the community that took Heath away. If you remember, Heath disappeared back in like Season 7 episode, what was it, 6? So Heath disappeared and Tara actually found a key card that had the symbols PPP on it. Now, what's very interesting, and I just realized that, is that if you think about it, the symbol that we have for this new group that Rick has been taken to, or the community that Jadis is connected to, has 3 circles. PPP has 3 circles and 3 lines. I'm not necessarily saying those are the same things, but there could be some connection between those symbols. But that's beside the point. The point is that Heath is most likely taken to this community already, long before Rick gets there. But going back to the discussion about the plane, so this person is going to find this map on the plane, and it's going to have the 3 circles or the symbol on it. So we know whoever this plane belonged to came from or was going to the same community that Rick has been taken to. If we think about the timeline of everything, we know that Fear the Walking Dead, when it starts in Season 5, it's going to be a couple years behind. Most likely timeline-wise, it's going to be around the same time as Season 9 of The Walking Dead. Maybe even the end of Season 8 of The Walking Dead, or somewhere around there. So The Walking Dead's timeline right now, it's 6 years, give or take, ahead of Fear the Walking Dead. Now that doesn't mean anything because when Rick was taken away, he was taken away during the first 6 episodes. So during that time, it would have only been a couple of months. We don't necessarily know the exact timeline of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. They could have a time jump, but we just don't know. But if anything, there is some inconsistencies or discrepancies between the timelines that's going to make it difficult for us to pinpoint exactly when this timeline takes place, when the plane crashes. So what I'm trying to get at is that we can't necessarily say when the plane crashes, Rick would already be in the community, or at that point he would have been transported to the community, because we just don't know. The likelihood of that happening is low, very low. It's more likely, I think, that this takes place before that, before Rick is taken there, way before that. But we just don't know, like I said, because we don't know how much time has passed in Fear the Walking Dead when we start, and we just don't know the timeline of the movies and how everything is gonna shape up there. But the important thing is that the plane is what connects Fear the Walking Dead and the Rick movies. And like I said before, I predicted this. If you go back to one of my previous Fear the Walking Dead videos, I said there's a very good chance this plane could be the connective tissue between Fear the Walking Dead and the Rick movies. And it seems like I was right. And it's not just me. Many people anticipated that. So it's not really shocking or a big reveal or a big spoiler, because many people already saw it coming. But what does that really mean? Does that mean that Rick is in some way, shape, or form involved in Fear the Walking Dead Season 5? Absolutely not. If anything, I think this might be one of very few hints that we have about this new community that Rick has been taken to. And if anything, what they reveal in Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 is just gonna raise more questions rather than give us any answers about what happened to Rick and, what might potentially happen in the movies. Now, as a final thing, if we go back and look at Jadis, she was trying to trade 3 people to that community. One was Rick himself at the beginning, before Jadis actually joined everyone. The second time was Negan. She did that with Negan as well. If you remember, we had Winslow number 1 for Rick and Winslow number 2 for Negan. And a third time with Father Gabriel. She actually wanted to trade Father Gabriel as well. And that was one of the final times she wanted to trade someone to that community as an A. Okay? As an A. Now, when Rick is traded the final time, when we see in Season 9, Episode 6, Rick is traded as a B, not an A. What does A and B mean? We are not sure. But I think, like many fans, it has something to do with being bitten or being alive. I think this new community may very well be connected to a storyline around experimenting on people. So they could be taking in people to experiment on. And I think that could potentially be where A and B come from. The important part is that Rick is taken back as a B. Now, Rick is not bitten. So does that really make sense? No. But like I said, we just don't know a lot of information. And they're putting out a lot of mysteries out there that we just can't necessarily piece together. And who knows? Maybe B is not bit. Maybe it's something else. But the concept of A and B could still be the same. So that's basically everything that I wanted to share. So the big reveal is the plane and that it's connected to the Rick movies. Now, what I also want to kind of emphasize is that this is by no means official, because these are not coming from official sources, but it's just a piece of information that's coming out. But I want to know everyone's opinions and thoughts about this. What do you think about this reveal about Fear the Walking Dead and the connection between Fear the Walking Dead and the Rick movies? And what do you think about this community that Rick is taken to in general? What do you think A and B stands for? Do you think Rick is going to survive? And all of the questions that come up when we are looking at this subject. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.